Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to cover a tool that is AI driven that will help authors really develop their stories and look at their stories in a different way. We always need to figure that out. So this is an AI tool that I love. It really helps you visualize what you're doing in the space and understand it. A lot of people use it for diagrams, presentations, and other things, but I see authors having a way to use it. So let me jump into it and show you what this tool can do to help you visualize what you're doing and what you're building. As always, this is Dave from Dave's Books. If you like what we're doing, please like and subscribe below. Let's jump into it. It's called Napkin AI. So Napkin AI. Napkin AI is exactly the site. So when you go to it, you're going to see visuals that turn text into visuals, which is really great for presentations and other things. But what about us as authors? We need a way of visualizing what's going on, and Napkin does that. Napkin's that tool that you can use that's AI driven. So I went and I signed into my Napkin account, which is right here. So here I signed in. Now what we're seeing is a blank canvas. What Napkin does is, if I'm going to look at like best practices for hiring an interview, it will go and use all this and allow me to create a visual like this here that shows me all the information that's involved in hiring somebody. Candid questions, preparing thoroughly, creating an environment, and everything else that needs to be done. Great for a visual for a presentation. But wait a minute, I'm an author. How does that help me? That makes no sense, Dave. It actually does. So if you go and click a new napkin, and I'm going to you can ask AI, and it's got an AI interface where you can type in something and it will generate text for you. I don't find the text to be as good as some of the other AI readers that you can use, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, but it's definitely AI driven. But if you have a story you're working on, you go import from a file, and I'm going to import the introduction to a story I'm working on about kids in the forest and everything else. So right now it's importing into the story, and it didn't do that correctly. Let's go. All right, did it? No, it's got, because I'm still on this other one. Let me go to a blank one. Okay. So here's a blank one, and so I just imported this in. So we'll just call this Dark Forest. So this is a story I'm writing about the dark forest. So there's a section here that talks about faint noises and what's happening in the distance. And I really want to visualize this so I can think about what it's saying and how to better propose it, how to change it and update it as I'm doing it. So what I'm going to do is just, you can select it, or when you go next to a paragraph, this thing comes up. This allows you to generate visuals. So I want to generate a visual from this part of the story. So what Napkin's doing, it's running in the background and it's starting to do a visualization. So the first thing it does is make this visualization of night watch and potential food opportunity. The guy is on a night watch, and it's saying what's happening each way. You can do it in different visuals as it goes. Now, this one is looking at on a path, which talks about faint noises, and then as you look at it, it's talking about my protagonist right here considers what the noise could be. Could they be a threat or a chance of food? So now it's interpreting what I wrote, and it's starting to talk about my protagonist, where he's going. It talks about the noises. Then it talks about the protagonist again, getting ready to grab his gun. So now you're starting to see that it's visualizing my story. And it's putting those icons in as you're doing it. And it has a number of visuals that you can choose from. Let's say I didn't like that one. I can go back and look at it from a gear standpoint, but the one I really liked, which I have to see if I can find, I found a minute ago, which was like on a path. And it did it on a path with my protagonist. And it really helped here. This is one of the ones I really liked. Because what it did was this let a journey to survival to go along in the paragraph. It started with my protagonist where he was in the night watch listening. Then he heard disturbing sounds. Then came up to awakening his partner, where the decision was, and doing it. This was a great way of me starting to visualize what I was doing in that paragraph, and was that enough? Obviously, I need to rebuild it, but it shows the path as it was going. And that's what I really liked about the visuals this does, is because it helped me to start to do that. So when you're starting to develop and write, you need to have ways of visualizing what's going on. And here's a great way of doing it because it's interpreting what I wrote into its own way. Now, these visuals have lots of different information and places you can use it. You can change the styles here to be different shades as it does it. It allows you to share with other people so people can work on it with you, but it allows you to have other visuals as you do it. If I went to another paragraph here where I talked about hoofs rumbling or something else, it will allow me to have a number of visuals as doing it. Now this one, it hit it right on the head. It took it and put this thing in right here, black and white, preparing for a moose hunt. It was able to take exactly what I did and what I was writing out and develop it, which is exactly what I wanted to see, is the storyline go across, and did it develop it in a way that made sense. This is where us as authors could really use this tool. It tells us, is it's going along, and did it get the hunt that I was trying to get for? As you start thinking about this, this is where we can develop and go. This is Dave from Dave's Books showing you how you can use AI tools like Napkin AI to really help your story and enhance it for anything you're writing. Please let me know if you have questions, put it in the comments below, and like and subscribe. I'll talk to you soon.